Hi everyone, it's Shama with Girls and Geese. I'm here for yet another Ask a Black Belt segment. Today we have Hillary Witt. She'll be joining us. She's a black belt instructor, competitor, and owner of Inverted Gear. We're really super excited to have her here with us today. If you guys haven't tuned in for an Ask a Black Belt before, this is how it works. You ask the questions and then she will answer them. So let's go ahead and get her on with us. Hi! How are you doing?
I'm good. Still with the recovery from the holidays, I guess. How are you?
I'm doing well as also. I hope you had a happy holidays.
It was. I mean, it wasn't the same. I'm sure a lot of people can say the same, but we did our best. It was still pretty festive, so
That's good.
it was fun. I mean, my son's two, so he was a lot more involved than years past. So it was fun. It was fun
Oh,
with all the cousins.
that's good. You got yeah. Christmas is a lot more fun with kids, I find.
That's what it's all about. I was remembering what it was like to be a kid myself. It was
Excellent. So for folks joining in, tell us a little bit about yourself. Just kind of a quick run through.
Well, my name's Hillary Witt. I live in Pennsylvania, and I guess it's been about 6 years I've been a black belt now. But my biggest accomplishment is probably co-owning Inverted Gear with my husband now. And thankfully, through everything, our company's still thriving. It's had a couple downfalls, but we're still hanging on. And thanks to Panda Nation and the supportive Jiu Jitsu community, thankful to still be here doing jujitsu, having Inverted Gear, being
Yeah,
here
no.
with everyone else. I see all these people joining. It's awesome.
Yeah, I know it's been hard in the beginning being a business owner, having to deal with the shutdowns and the up and downs. How have you guys had to kind of adjust or pivot during this time?
Yes, yes, very much. Because yeah, like we know, especially with all the gyms closing, we wanted to be as supportive as we could. I mean, we do a lot of custom gear for gyms as well, and I mean, so many of our friends and supporters, it's like we wanted to be there for them, but it's like we need you here for us too. It's like let's all pull together here. What do you guys need? So like we've come up with actually a lot more products for people to train at home. Availability through some of our affiliated gyms, where people don't necessarily have to order order online, but they can order through their school. And we'll do like we had a big mat drop off delivery for one or two schools now, so people can have light roll up mats for home.
Oh,
Or
excellent.
now we do kettlebells and steel clubs, which have been a big game changer for us since we're doing a lot of training at home just to try to stay in shape, um, learning new skills, and yeah, doing more like apparel, like so people still have like gifts to give, like it still represent the brand, represent jujitsu, even if they're not doing what the same in the same way.
Absolutely. No, I think in order to survive or thrive this whole situation, a lot of us have had to kind of pivot and figure out what exactly is next and how to engage and keep everybody motivated during these hard times. So how did you and your husband come about Inverted Gear and Panda Nation? What inspired that? How did you guys get started?
Well, it was already Nelson's company. If you don't know, it's not Nelson Fuentes, is Big Panda at Inverted Gear, and he had the company for about a year before I met him. But it started because his nickname through his students was Big Panda, and he had a small little upside down panda logo one of his students designed for him. And a lot of people started approaching him about the T-shirt he was wearing. They're like, "How can we get a T-shirt?" And he's like, "Well, it has my name on it. Why do you want to? You don't even know me, bro." But everyone loved the panda, like the local community, like the jujitsu community, and so he was like, like, and he's always been interested, I guess, in textile design, clothing design, growing up with his mom, who I guess always being very skillful, like making their clothes, him and his sister, and just he really developed a gi that he loved, his student loved, working with multiple factories, finding a good fit. I mean, it was a long process, and I just kind of came on board as a graphic designer with looking at his files. I could see he needed help, especially communicating with companies overseas. Like English is their second language, third language. It's like making clean, detailed files so you make sure you get what you wanted is kind of how I was able to contribute and get things right as we started to develop more products and spread the brand. Um,
Awesome.
I had a background in print, so I think that helped, but I had to learn a lot along the way too. Like a lot of it was learning along the way and just being able to work as a team. I think is why we're still here today and growing.
No, that's excellent. It was like kind of meant to be. It was a coming together of everything. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of
It
work.
hasn't been easy. It's been a lot of work, but just both kind of working towards the same goal is what I think made it what it is.
No, you guys have done a great job. I see a lot of fans chiming in saying, "I love my inverted gear" and
I know, me
Panda
too.
Nation, and you
Right.
definitely have a strong following for sure. So,
I know. Thank you so much, everyone.
so kind of going into, you're an instructor, you're a competitor, you're, a practitioner. What aspect of those many hats that you wear, which one would you say is the one that you're most drawn to right now, that kind of, you know that you love the most, I guess, out of all those different roles?
Yeah, I mean, it's always evolved. Like jujitsu at first was something I wanted to do like with my friends, learn a new skill, get in shape. And then it became something like as I evolved in jujitsu and was like an upper belt, like especially when I got my black belt, it was like I want to be an example for other people because I only had so few examples and then it became like understanding the sport, and I enjoyed being a referee for a long time and contributing to a good and fair competition, even though they were smaller ones. I don't know if anyone remembers Grappler's Quest or I did a little bit of NAGA, but Grappler's Quest was the one that helped me travel, which also I wanted to kind of see the world, and I saw like how you could travel and teach and not necessarily have just one school, but be able to do camps and have like destination training and see the sport around the world and how it's evolving in other places. But yeah, I guess right now it's kind of still like how can we keep it growing through all this and come out of it since oh my God, it breaks my heart seeing gyms closing,
Oh.
seeing like we had to stop traveling, and that like we missed that part of it, like being able to instruct, because having a school and having inverted gear just became too much for us. Like we tried it, and it's being able to do the camps and visit other schools is kind of what fit better for us with inverted gear, so we could put more time into inverted gear. But man, it breaks my heart like some of the struggles like people are going through with it all, and just so being able to now put more content out there that people can access since there's less face to face, but
Yeah.
still like doing this, still being able to like talk live and teach live or have videos that people can access if you can't necessarily be live, but come back to it later.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's been a learning curve.
No, I feel you on that one. It's definitely a whole new world we've had to discover during this time. So I know you guys were traveling a lot. Where has been one of your favorite places to go train? I know it's a hard one.
It is so hard. Like there's been, oh, let's see. Um, I guess the one of the places that sticks out was uh going to Costa Rica.
Ah.
Um, we Nelson and I helped build a small camp. It was called Rolling in Costa Rica. It was through Nelson's instructor in New Jersey, who I guess we lost touch with, but just they were so. What I remember the most is just all the girls there and how strong they were and driven they were to do it. It just and it was just like young there, and just seeing them now, like how they're blue belts and purple belts, and some of them are moms and their kids are doing it, and just now seeing how it's grown, I guess it just. But remembering how beautiful it was and like training outside, being by the beach, it
That's
was
amazing.
like surreal experiences, I guess, because being here sometimes it's like the way it's been, just like how cold it is. Like you don't want to take your socks off before you get on the mat. I don't know, like yeah, we've been so many cool places, like especially like through Globetrotters. It's one of those like the destination camps that we would teach at, and it would be like an experience, and like you could go and you could do jujitsu, but like we went like to the Austrian Alps. That was one of our first trips out of the country to teach. And like you could go and you could do jujitsu, but you could also like learn to snowboard or learn to ski. And you were doing it on the Austrian Alps.
Wow.
So it wasn't like, I mean, and then all the people that it would bring in, and like everyone's talking a different language. And it's like we did the first family camp. So it's like
Uh-huh.
our son was able to go, and like so there were kids of all ages. I think he was the youngest. He was like one and a half at the time. Like so he's already like walking and running, but like and it was just cool, like everyone speaking a different language, but like somehow we still understood each other, like the language of jujitsu. And then we'd go hang out in the mountains, and again, like some of those like surreal experiences, but still all together doing jujitsu, man. I totally you can do it. I recommend it. They're still doing camps now, in safe places. So you
I,
can do it.
I have yet to check one out. I actually went to my very first camp that I didn't run a few years ago, and it was so amazing to just go and be a part of it. And
Oh, I'm sure all the camps you have to like, you're like, yeah, you're responsible for, but to actually go and not have to worry about that stuff,
I know
good for you.
I kept asking, how can I help? How can I help? And they're like, just chill. You're good. But I have yet to check out a Globetrotters. That's on my list.
I still have yet to make it to a girls and geese. It's been time, I think, yeah, like being pregnant or COVID or but I'm
So
looking forward to it next time we can get it
absolutely,
going.
absolutely. um, you know, it's like it used to be this type of myth, right? Like if you get pregnant, then you're kind of your competitive career's on hold. You can't travel. So you've kind of defeated it in a lot of ways. That here you are, you started a family, and you're still traveling, and you're still living the jujitsu dream. How do you do that? That's got to be a lot. I don't have any kids, but I can only imagine the strollers and the all the baby stuff. Like how did you guys manage to keep up that kind of lifestyle?
I think it was just good advice. We'd ask questions. I know my husband did a lot of research and just like the support. Um, I see Princeton BJJ join. I must say, give a shout out to my friend Emily, who has been a. I mean, she's on child number 3. I think he just turned 1, and she's like my Sifu man. Being able to teach and travel and wear so many different hats, and just I think find like we've just found like ways to travel light. Like we managed to travel and make mistakes and learn from them with like having too much stuff, I think is like a big thing. And just I mean the kids are adaptable, it's like putting him, like he wasn't always used to the car, but just like always putting him in the car, getting him used to it. It's like put him on a plane, get him used to it. It's like, and we found ways like to just, he's a part of the team and making it fun. And he's just like, he's so social because of it. And I love it. And it really bummed me out that a lot of things had to be put on hold, but we're making the most of it, and to try to like still nurture that, like all like those good qualities that make it work.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like you can like having there's going to be maybe some doubts and like just ask the right questions. There's, I mean, lots of like really awesome travel blogs out there. One girl I really like, her name is Harris, Izharris. Not a jiu-jitsu person, but her and her husband have a really cute travel blog. I forget what exactly it's called, but like I follow her and her friend her yeah, her husband is Johnny Harris. I think he writes for what is it, Vox? And they travel with two little boys and they just seem to do it. They make it look easy. But they have all these tips that help make it that way. So they've been a kind of like an inspiration when it comes to like packing and how to eat and experience when you go places. And even if it's a short amount of time, like dominate layovers or cool cities that there's so much to do and maybe this is the path you take to do it to get it all in. So
Oh, that's awesome. I was in Cuba last year and I met this rock climbing family and they had a little tiny like baby and they're like, oh yeah, we just pass the baby off. Like one person goes up, here, hold the baby, I'm gonna go
yeah,
climb. So
that yeah, just making them a part of it, right?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Especially the younger they are, the more adaptable they are. It's when they get like two and older, they have much more of an opinion about kind of nurture what you like, I guess. They feel.
They become their own little persons.
They really, yeah, he really is. Yeah, he's like two going on 20 now.
so so for your as far as your personal goals moving forward, I know everything's kind of funky right now with COVID, but what are some things that maybe you look forward to after COVID that you want to accomplish for yourself?
Yeah. Um, we always talked about maybe I want to try to do a masters competition sometime. I just hear nothing but good things
Yeah.
about good experience competing. Like I do miss competition and it's been forever since I've competed, but it always seems to be something comes up because I would want to put like 110% into it, like my training and diet and taking it seriously, like out of respect for like myself, like to know I gave it my best, but also like my competitors too, to know I gave them my best. So I'm in no rush to do something like that, but it is something I would like to see myself do. Like I'm not done yet.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I just grow my family. So it's just like not getting any younger. Um,
But look at Emily again. You can do it all. Like she went out there and killed it, the Masters, and came back
like I said,
had her third
she's my
baby.
keeper, man.
No, I strongly recommend you go to the Masters. I remember way back in the day, it used to be, used to joke, oh, it's the old man worlds. Like it didn't have the prestige that it does now. And so it's definitely, changed up to where it's like you see all the old timers now and they're out there and you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
because I just saw that it just was one, and still looks like fun, even like and even more now, like everyone just coming together, being able to do it and show that they're like beating this thing.
absolutely. So what I'm gonna go ahead and close out with this last one. I always like to ask folks, is there any piece of advice that stands out to you, something that maybe you hold on to that you've continued through your journey up through the ranks, something that you could pass on to the rest of us?
Don't stop. So many times, like I remember, especially in the beginning, wanted to quit, but I'm so glad I didn't. And it's not just about the jujitsu. It really is the lifestyle, the people, and the places it takes you, and just living it. It's like it's worth it. It's worth like all like the trouble it might give you, the pain it might give you, it's like you still get so many rewards back. It's like I got my family because of it. It's like I I I have my career that I've always wanted. Like, I make my own schedule. I get to do design as I want it with someone who supports it. I get to do stuff like this and talk to all of you and meet like all these new people that maybe I haven't met, or get reconnected with some of my friends who I don't get to see as much anymore. It's awesome. So it's like, and then it's like you just have this life skill. Like I walk with so much more confidence now, knowing some of the stuff I've been through with jujitsu. It really got me through a lot of like insecurities, a lot of things I learned about myself I didn't know. Um, and I just, it's life is better with it. So yeah, don't lose it.
Oh, well, it was such a pleasure talking with you. I'm so glad that we got you on here. I appreciate you
I know.
coming on the day after
Thanks for having
Christmas.
me. We're home today.
Exactly,
It worked
exactly.
out.
That's why we
Yeah,
scheduled this. We typically have our highest interaction on these days where people are like, I'm relaxed. I'm just going to play on my
it's
phone.
great. Yeah, no, thank you so much. Nice to finally chat with you.
I know, I know. We'll have to get together and actually meet in real life at some point.
Like I said, yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yes,